says we live. All right. So we are live. It says I can cross post, so I'm going to post it to my page as well. And young RJ. Okay. All right. Peace, party people. If you can see us, let me know. Let me know if you can hear us.
Word, word, word. We good?
Yep. I think so. I think so. Check, check. 1 2 1 2. All right.
Yeah, yeah. So where we at with it, Rand?
Oh man, it's a beautiful time right now. Right now it's Sunday. It's 2:30 out here on the West Coast, but
Oh yeah. 5:30 here on the east.
5:30 on the East, and we got a amazing bit of news that just came through the wire. Uh, on the iTunes hip hop charts right now, Two
Yeah, yeah.
Hands Up, the
Uh-huh.
album is the number 20 rap album in the world, Craig. In the world.
The whole wide world.
The whole wide world. Not the block, not the neighborhood, not the city, but the world. It's the number one, number 20 rap album. Right now, we got some stiff competition. I see Beastie Boys, Ice
I see
Cube,
Future. Future at number one. We only
Future.
19 spots down from Future, bro. And we doing real hip hop. Just
Bro,
throw that
that's
out there.
like, think about it. We always be like, oh man, that real hip hop don't ever, it don't affect the people. It ain't gonna hit the charts. Well, look at us. We number 20 right now. We 19 spots away from Future.
Yeah, yeah.
Drake at number 3. Eminem at 7. I mean, it's crazy to be even mentioned in this same category in the
For
same,
sure.
and we very close. We within striking distance. So basically, we are on this chat to let y'all know that you can help us climb the charts. You can help us raise it up, so to speak,
For sure.
and get us to number one. That's all I need y'all to know is
The
how to do
quarantine
it.
will be worth it, bro. The quarantine is worth it if y'all, you know what I'm saying? We want to go up the charts. We want to show people that real hip hop that you can do numbers, you can hit the charts, and you ain't gotta just do anything or conform. You know what I'm saying to hit the charts. So right now we at 20. You know what I'm saying? We not far behind Eminem and Future and everybody else. We want y'all to go stream the album. We want y'all to buy the album if you got extra money. Buy the album. It count for more streams, and we want to go up the charts. So look, we need y'all help. Get the album, stream it. We need to run them numbers up.
Absolutely. It's easy. Just go on and click in there. Put the links up. I believe the link is right there, pinned at the top. Go ahead and grab that and support real music, man. Jay, tell them who else is on the album. What's up with the features though? Who's on this record?
Man, of course, you know what I'm saying? We got my brother T3 on there.
Mm-hmm.
We got Illa J. We got the Guilty Simpson. That's all the Detroit fam. We got Daru Jones. We got Abstract Orchestra on there. We got Eric Roberson. We got LA Salami. We got, man, did I forget somebody? Oh, we got MC Front a lot.
MC Frontalot, Marcel P. Black. He said
Yeah,
guilty. You said guilty. Eric Roberson. I mean, it's an incredible list of features, and they enhance the records, man. I think that's the important thing about having features and having folks on
for
is
sure.
to enhance the quality of the record, and they definitely do that. So, big ups to man. I mean, there's just so many great acts that had a part in this, man, and what about the album cover? What went into that cover? We had the title Two Hands Up in mind, and then I see a lot of images, powerful images on the cover. What was going where did the album cover inspiration come from?
We was bouncing ideas with the artwork designer's name is Nate.
Mm.
And we basically was wanted to have something that fit the times. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to have fun, but at the same time, when I got my hands up doesn't always mean I'm at a concert. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? I could it's dangerous now. You know what I'm saying? For me to put my hands down at a traffic stop, or you know what I'm saying, in any kind of type of confrontation with law enforcement. So it was just reflecting of both what we trying to do, you know what I'm saying, sonically and lyric wise on the album, as well as, you know what I'm saying, having a good time.
Absolutely. I like the way you put that. Like you think about you put two hands up at a concert, you're having a good time. You put two hands up when you're, in church, praising. And unfortunately now it's taken on a whole new meaning because of the world we live in. There's been so many situations, killings, and just unnecessary violence that's come to people who look like us. So I think it's like it's become a whole new meaning where the two hands up means, look, I come in peace. I don't pack a weapon. I'm not out here to disturb the peace or harm anybody. We just trying to get through our day, and that's I think that's reflected in the music. I see some people chatting up their favorite songs. Please let us know what you dig. I see
Yeah.
somebody saying 2050. I appreciate that so much. LA Salami helped out on that. You were telling me a good story about that beat
Yeah.
for 2050 because that beat is crazy. How did that come together, and how did we get to the way it is right now?
It started off I was actually record shopping with Gene Brown. And if you know him, you know him, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people shop with him. And I was basically, he know what I like now. So I could just pick up the phone and he'll just, I pay him and he'll send me joints that he think will fit. And I'm listening through the records. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I bought like probably like $2,000 worth of records. And then I
Wow.
bought all new equipment. So I bought like MPC Live, new Patch Bay, all that stuff. So I'm listening through records, and I'm like, I might as well just make a beat. So that was like the first beat I actually made on my MPC Live,
Wow.
and I didn't know how to save it, so I was like, luckily, let me, you know what I'm saying, let me dump it just in case, and I ended up dumping the beat, and when I thought I saved it, I couldn't find it no more. So luckily, you know what I'm saying, I tracked the beat out.
Oh my goodness. Yo, have you had? I mean, I'm sure it's happened to everybody. Have you had times come where you forgot to like save a beat or track out, and you just completely lost a beat that like you really really loved, and you had to try to recreate it?
Yeah, I have, and they never, to me, they never turn out the same.
Nah, they never do.
They never turn out the same. So I'm always like, man, let me at least try to track it out. If I'm, you know what I'm saying, or save it on a couple hard drives. Now I got a couple hard drives, and I save stuff on a, back it up a couple times, so I should be able to find it.
How? Oh, so it asks, how did you create the right beat? So it's a good same and the same thing. Like, how do you think of like for me, like listening to what I was doing, like what I sound like, and what's the process of with these beats that came to me? Were there other ones that you didn't necessarily finish up, or you like had but then was like, nah, this won't work, and that you saved? And were there other ones that were going to other projects that came to this project?
Man, basically, I was about midway through with my next project, and once we got to a certain point, I was like, I might as well just take everything that I'm working on and put it into what we doing, because it was coming together so well. You like, might as well give it all we got. So everything that I had, I pretty much gave to the project that I felt like was strong enough. But now that I go back and I'm listening, I'm like, man, I should have sent them this. I should have sent them that. So it's still probably about 20 or 30 beats that I got that I'm like, I should have sent it to him.
Wow. That's crazy. All right, we got 60 here. Tap in. Let us know where you from. Let us know if you got the album yet, and let us know what you think of it so far. I'm definitely curious for the people. I always want to know from the people, like, all right, what should be the next single, like things like that. So
For
right
sure.
now, the current single is Storm. We pushing that with Illa J. Illa was nice enough to hop on with us the other day, and we talked about him kind of vibing with the song. Um, the order of that song, and I didn't even think about it till he said it, but the order was so key. With with me starting off a little higher, you in the middle, and him just flowing melodically with the beat. So
Yeah.
when you're, we talked about sequencing albums, but when you are you sequencing the order of the verses the same way? Like what goes through your head on that?
Always. You always trying to you want the record, it gotta start off strong and it has to end where I want to replay it. So you trying to cut out all the dead space in the song and or make it peak all the way at the end, which is why we added abstract to do the solo, the horn and synth solo on there. So you putting a song together just like you sequencing an album. It ain't nothing but a album in a 3 minute segment. So that's how I approach it when we putting stuff together.
That's pretty smart. I remember reading the old interview with 50 Cent was saying how when they did the G Unit album, he was they always like trying to figure out who went first was a challenge, and like at the end of the day, it was like whoever had the hottest verse, they put them first. When you're sequencing a song, and especially with these songs, these aren't just, at least for the ones we did, they ain't just like I'm the dopest, I got the biggest chain raps. So it's
So
like, there's a lot more meaning going into what we were putting together. So are you thinking in that vibe too? Like, all right, who's going to hit them the most serious first, or who's going to give them, like, do we have to ease into this message? So is that also going into it?
I think it's all about it's two different approaches. So you got one approach is you the main objective is focusing on the song. What's gonna make the song best. So you can have a great verse, but your great verse might be too strong to come first because everybody else, like if you got a feature, they might not have came as hard as you did. Pause. But you you trying to put the song in an order to where it still works and everybody can shine. So like Storm, I was like I messed around with a couple different formats. I messed around with me and Illa going back and forth, you know what I'm saying, on the verse, coming in and out of each other's verse. I did one with you coming second, me going first, but you started it off so strong it was kind of like we don't need to mess with it. Let's just leave it how it is or how we did it and just make it work.
That's what's up. All right, so Mozambique is tapped in. Oh my gosh,
What up, Mozambique?
dang! It's people all over the world appreciating the record. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ham Cruz says algorithm is probably most played right now. That's
All right.
what's up. Okay, so I gotta ask you this. I ain't never even asked you this. I'm kind
Okay.
of I don't know. I was just afraid to ask. What's your favorite song on this album?
It probably honestly my favorite song didn't even make it on the album.
What?
Now, but if I'm going out of what's on the album, I would say right now it's between I like pressure.
Okay.
I'm between pressure, 2050, and revival. I'm up in there somewhere.
That's what's up. Okay. All right. I agree with most of those. I think 2050 pressure. Revival, I told you had to grow on me. I remember it was one of
Yeah.
the first beats I got, and I was like, I don't know if I want to go there yet. And then I came back to it, and I was like, okay, I like this a lot. Um, Gosh, for me, news alert, news flash. We up to number 16 on the iTunes charts, just past Paul's Boutique, a classic from the Beastie Boys.
Uh huh.
We
There you
are
go.
right behind the legendary Ice Cube, who is probably did I we did top well we did top fours, but if I had a top five, Ice Cube, he's definitely in my top five.
Yeah. I threw Ice Cube in my top four. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
that's deserved, much deserved. So it's I think it's like 30-year anniversary or 25-year anniversary of America's Most Wanted.
Yeah. Now, what did you think about America's Most Wanted?
Bro, it's classic. It's a flawless album. The only knock on it for like I remember my people back in the day being like they didn't like the fact that he got the Bomb Squad on the production, so it sounded like a Public Enemy album. Now,
I mean, if you're not gonna have Dre, then who is the next person that you would go to if you Ice Cube?
yeah, then why not? Yeah, it only makes sense. That's the way I looked at it. I felt like it makes a lot of sense to me, and he's killing. Like the lyrics, the anger, the fury that Cube is rhyming with, like he's in a zone. Like I feel like at that time, Cube was the greatest rapper in the world, and probably anybody wanted to produce for him. So like, why not get with a team? You know what I'm saying? That has got a established track record. When you got your pick of
Yeah,
everybody,
yeah, you can
and
get anybody you want.
anybody, and why not go with an established team that creates a sound that is perfect for like the anger that he felt on that album. So it's classic record, man.
Word.
Is that your favorite Ice Cube album?
No, it's not. Actually, my favorite Ice Cube album would probably be Predator.
Ooh, okay. I liked. Gosh, Predator is probably maybe second for me.
Okay.
No, maybe third because I think Death Certificate is my favorite. So it's Death Certificate, America's Most, then Predator, and at that time, it's kind of weird to even say it now because everybody drops an album every year, or at least probably projects 2 times a year. Back then, Cube was the only person dropping records every year,
Yeah.
and they were fire. Like you know what I mean? You go from America's Most in '90 to Death Certificate in '91, like back to back years with classic records is like that was never done at that time. So, and then after that, it was Predator. Then it was Lethal Injection. Yeah, he had a crazy run.
Yeah.
And Predator was what Predator had.
I think
Good
Predator
day,
had
right?
I
It was a
think it
good
had You
day.
Know How We Do It. I think
Oh, that was Lethal Injection.
that was Lethal Injection.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it might be Lethal Injection then.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait, are we changing? Cause Lethal Injection had You Know How We Do It. It
Uh huh.
had Really Though was the first single. That was hard. And he had the joint with George Clinton, Bop Gun.
Okay.
Um, that's all I remember from that one.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be Lethal. It's between Lethal Injection and Predator.
Wow. Okay. Predator had It Was a Good Day. It had Check Yourself. The remix with Das Effects. I was like, oh, come on. Like as an East Coast kid, anytime like West Coast cats worked with East Coast people, I was all about it.
It had you hype.
Yeah, definitely. Cube is a goat, man. I'm just like reading through
Yeah.
his like discography, and I'm like, yo, like, yeah, Cube's a goat, bro.
Yeah.
Also, I think people argue that he might have started the idea of rapping on other people's beats because he did Jacket for
Checking for
Beats.
beats. Yep.
So another thing that people don't give Cube is credit for, Jacking for Beats.
Yeah.
Legend, legend. All right. So, oh snap! Let me check the comments. We got
We got Sicily in the house.
Brazil. We got Sicily. We got, oh my God, it's just like people from all over the world. Toronto in here. We got Phoenix, Arizona in here. New
Phoenix.
York in
Right.
here. New Hampshire is in here. Yeah, okay.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I ever played in New Hampshire. I don't know. New Hampshire's
We did. The show was
small.
fire too.
For real?
Show was crazy.
Okay. All
New
right.
Hampshire be turning up. I ain't even about to lie to you.
Wow. New Hampshire. I never ever would have thought
We
that.
got Copenhagen. So let's remind them, Rand, of why we here, man. The album Two Hands Up came out Friday. You know what I'm saying? With y'all help, we done jumped to number 16 on the rap charts. You know what I'm saying? So we want to thank y'all for pre-saving, downloading, streaming. You know what I'm saying? And we trying to get up there. We ain't that far behind Future. We like 15 slots behind Future.
Mm-hmm.
Real hip hop album, real lyrics, real beats, and you know what I'm saying. We want y'all to keep going. We trying to take this thing to number one if we can. So look, we need y'all to stream it. You know what I'm saying? We gonna be on here kicking it for a while, chatting. If y'all got questions, hit us. Comments on what your favorite songs is. We might try to figure out how to shoot a quarantine video. You know what I'm saying? So hit us, man.
Absolutely. So I got, man, we got people in here from Chi-Town, shout out to Chicago, the Philippines. Have y'all done a show in Philippines?
Yes, we have.
Wow, I have not.
Philippine show was dope too.
Yeah, okay, that's what's up. I hear a lot of good things about the Philippines. I got to get out there. That's what's up. Yo, they everywhere. There's a Brazilian in Portugal.
Yeah.
Somebody from the distant land of Maryland.
Now Portugal is one of our favorite spots to perform. No lie.
Really? Wow.
Every time the show is sold out, it's crazy energy. Everybody in there sweating. Man, I think the last time we did Portugal was on T3's birthday. We brought a cake out, kicked it, celebrated. You know what I'm saying? That's family.
That's
You know
what's
it's
up,
family.
man. Portugal. Okay, we got Copenhagen. Oh man, they coming in and tapping in from everywhere. I appreciate it so much. Um, Shout out to DC. Shout out to everybody out there that's connected and tapping in. Um, Jack says you guys are a true inspiration. Growing up, it was groups like you that made me want to study this art form. Jack,
Right.
appreciate that. So let's talk about that real quick. This is probably a question you get a lot.
Uh-huh.
How do you keep a group together? Like, what needs to happen, especially in hip hop, for groups to stay groups?
For groups to stay groups, with me and three, our main thing is communication, not forcing things. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta really have a real friendship, man, or at least a respect for each other, man. So that way you can keep things together. You know, that's the only thing that's gonna hold it together. Once you got money, you know what I'm saying, it's not about going out and getting more money at that point. A person feel like I don't need to go. So it has to be about something more than money
Mm-hmm.
to hold a group together. And that's the reason why you see they lie. They still together. You know what I'm saying? They friends, you know what I'm saying, true friends, true brothers. And you know that's what we try to keep, man. So that's what it is at the end of the day. Whether me and three working on music or not, we talk every week. You know what I'm saying? At least 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I'm saying? We talking, and most of the time it's not even about music or trying to work on music for Slum. It's just about what we doing, our dogs, stuff like that.
Yeah, like small talk. I feel like that's important. I've noticed that too. Anytime I've been in group situations, when the talk is always music, always business, that can get a little stressful. So you got to be able to have conversations that are not about that. So you might be
Yeah,
talking sports, you might be just talking family, pets,
yeah.
whatever. All right, so tonight is the final 2 episodes of the saga about the greatest basketball player of all time,
Hands down, Michael Jordan.
hands down, The Last Dance. So we got 2 more episodes coming. What has been your favorite part so far of this series?
The practice, him
Yeah.
in practice, and how he drive his teammates. You know what I'm saying? And I think people they not thick skinned. They don't have thick skin no more. So it's like I was telling you before, with me, the first beats I made, T3 and 10 and JD, they laughed at him.
Mm.
Like, man, this beat funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a kid that's 14. You know what I'm saying? Now, I could have been like, man, my feelings is hurt. But they was honest. And through that, you know what I'm saying, watching them, they had a work ethic. I'm like, I gotta have a work ethic. And
Hmm.
that's what you need to drive you to go to the next level. If everybody just giving you praise, you know what I'm saying, for shitty behavior, then how do you really know what's good and what's not?
True. Okay, that's what's up, man. I see people talking about friendship and work ethic and pushing. So, Michael Jordan, they say that he did this because he wanted to have an opportunity to clear his name and the record on him and why he was so competitive and what drove him to be great. Do you think that you can be the greatest and be a nice guy?
No, no. I feel it's a balance. You can have a balance, but
Mm,
nobody respects the nice guy when it comes to working. Somebody has to be the bad guy to get it done.
mm.
So I can respect the bad guy as long as he's steering us in the right direction.
Well, I agree with that. So when people like it seems in when they talked to a lot of the players that the important thing was that they didn't take it personally. You know, they didn't take it. You can't take it personally when somebody who has a drive that's that strong is pushing you, and when you got the results to back it up. Like you know, this dude is the greatest because he's constantly winning championships and putting the team on his back. If not LeBron, because we talk about it a lot, if it's not LeBron, who is another player that you see that has somewhere close to Mike's killer instinct in the league?
Me, of course, I'm gonna say Kobe. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying? He had a desire to win. He didn't mind taking the tough shots, whether he made them or missed them.
mm-hmm.
He took it because he had the confidence and he lived with the decision. So for me, you know what I'm saying? I think LeBron is the best player in the NBA now to me for
Mm-hmm.
this generation. But compared to the black eyes and the broken noses that they was playing with in the 90s, early 90s, nah, man. You can't compare. You can't even touch nobody now. You can't hand check none of that. So
I mean, that's true. When I look at what what Mike and them went through from them Detroit teams, LeBron wouldn't have been able to handle that. Like, not the LeBron that we saw. Like, he would have had to toughen up. And people are like, oh, somebody said on the Twitter, Bill Laimbeer wouldn't have bullied LeBron. LeBron was bigger than Bill Laimbeer. And I'm like, I don't think that mean anything.
nah, all bullies aren't big. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So nah, I don't agree with that.
Nah,
Yeah.
there's too many times where I've seen LeBron looking at the refs, looking for a call, whining, and I remember they had a scene about that where Mike was talking to Horace, like, "Yo, stop whining," like, cause they see that as a weakness, and they gonna key in on that.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. The killer instinct, man. All right, so here is the number one thing that they kind of got into, but they didn't. This is the number one rumor about Michael Jordan, I think, of all time, and then we can move back to the music.
Uh-huh.
People think Mike's pops, the disappearance, has something to do with his gambling. What do you think?
Man, when you got that type of money, you gotta remember Michael was the highest paid athlete in the game. I don't think if money was an issue for Jordan at that point. Only thing that would make sense is if somebody tried to get him to throw a game or something and he didn't throw the game. It would have had to been something like that. But other than that, I don't see him not paying the debt and he making what $30 million a year at that time. I don't see it.
True.
Plus endorsement deals, shoe deals. That's crazy money back then.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it was like, oh, pay us this money and then something happened. Yeah, I mean, it could be a thing about, him wanting to throw a game or them wanting him to throw a game and maybe he said no. Like, that's a possibility I ain't really think of. It could have been. I don't know. It seems like just a random thing, like the way they were,
Yeah.
like the news and everybody made it seem like it was just wrong place, wrong time. He fell asleep on the side of the road and, some boys caught him. Didn't even know, you know. And I don't know, man. But next question related.
Okay.
Did Michael Jordan have a gambling problem?
That's up to the person you asking.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? For me, I don't gamble because I don't like to lose. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
Last time I gambled was probably I was like 19 and I'm shooting dice in my homeboy basement against his brother. And it's like my first time shooting dice and I was cracking his head
Hmm.
on the dice. And they didn't want me to leave. You know what I'm saying? They like, no, you gonna keep shooting till I tell you to stop shooting dice. I'm like, all right. Man, fuck
Like
out of here.
what? Nah.
Fuck out of here. I'm
Yeah.
taking my money and I'm done. So I was like, man, people don't like losing money. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to gamble no more because it's gonna break up friendships, all that type of stuff, man.
Yeah, that's true. People don't like to lose. Nobody likes to lose.
For
So
sure.
yeah, when they start talking, you can't leave. Then it's like, oh nah, we got a
Now
problem.
we about to get physical up
Right.
in
Go tell me I can't
here.
go nowhere. Like, come on. All right. So back to the music. Oh wait, man, we got some people tapping in from other places. Oh, everybody, of course, with a lot of love for Kobe. Rest in peace, Kobe. The Rodman story was crazy.
Man,
Rodman's a goat, man. His story was wild. So you was in Detroit during them bad boy days,
for sure.
and one person that does not get any talk in this whole thing, it made me so mad on that Detroit team. You know who
Okay.
I'm gonna say?
Cool.
Joe
Vinny?
Dumars.
Oh, I thought you was going Vinny Johnson.
Vinny. Now Vinny was hot too. Vinny was
The
the heater.
microwave.
The microwave came off the bench, lit it up. But Joe squared up every day against Mike. He had to play him all the way down, and always played good D and was always
Yeah.
dependable. And they don't talk about Joe. I mean, I guess because he was quiet. He wasn't out there. He wasn't elbowing cats like the Bigs was. But
Yeah.
but Joe Dumars. Who was your favorite player on those bad boys teams?
Man, I would say Isaiah, Dumars, Vinny at that time. I
Hmm.
wasn't really paying attention to Rodman like that. You know what I'm saying? It was like, he grabbing rebounds. He ain't dunking on nobody. He ain't doing this. But then as I got older, I'm like, okay, I see how important he was to the team. If you're not rebounding, you know what I'm saying? There's no chance for y'all to get second chance points. And you
Hmm.
gotta remember, I was only like 7. You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
ain't know nothing about no basketball at that time.
Right, right. He wasn't exciting flying through the air dunking on people. So
Yeah, but I actually got a basketball signed by all of them.
for real, like signed by all of them for real.
Hold on, I'm about to go get it. I'm gonna go get it right now.
What? Yo, that's crazy. All right, while he's going to get that, remember y'all grab the album. We are number 16 on the charts. It's kind of unbelievable to make some real hip hop, and we are 5 slots behind the baby. That's right, the baby. Yeah, the actual baby. Tupac, NWA. It's a lot of classics up on the top. I definitely appreciate that. Beastie Boys.
Yes.
We got a lot of classics on the top, but yo, the basketball in the case. Oh wow. Oh, you took out the case for us? Yo, look at the signatures. 91, 92. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, that's nuts. Yeah, all right. Now you gotta tell me the story. How did you get this? Did you find it somewhere? How did you come across this?
All right. So Slum, people always ask me like, how did you meet Slum? Uh, and how did that take place? And that started. My parents had a group in the early '70s, '80s. After a certain point, they wanted to stay home. They opened up a studio. The person that they opened up a studio with was John Sally
Huh.
from the Pistons. So
Wow.
we held auditions at the studio, and that's how we ended up meeting John Doe, who was JD
Hmm.
in T3. They auditioned. Paul Rosenberg, Eminem's manager, auditioned, and my kids group auditioned. We still had to audition, even though that was my pops.
Wow.
So we all ended up signing to the label, and so at 5 or 6, I knew T3, JD by 10, and we've been like brothers since then.
Wow. That's so crazy. I didn't know that. That's insane, dog. Oh wow. Shout out to Pops for putting y'all together. There's so much talent out in Detroit, man. I talk about it a lot about dope rappers and dope producers out in Detroit. Why do you think that Detroit is so like slept on when there's so much talent there? How is that?
Lack of opportunity. You know, you don't have a lot of avenues. Besides and as of lately, you got T Grizzly. But other than that, you really don't have a lot of opportunities. So we shut our studio down. That we had an actual building in 2005, 2006. So that was like another hub
Mm.
where people would come. Everybody came from that studio, from Big Sean to Timberland, Aaliyah, Missy,
Wow.
all of those people I met. You know what I'm saying? As a kid, from just that central hub of RJ Ray Studios.
Wow.
So you know what I'm saying? I just feel like it's not a lot of opportunity. You
Hmm.
don't have them outlets like that. So we have to work 12 times as hard because we can't walk down the street and run into a Thundercat.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we lived in LA, you can't run into a Terrence Martin. You can't run into a Q-Tip. You know what I'm saying? And me and Three and Guilty and all of the people like that, we we not out the crib like that. We're not running around the city of Detroit. That's why I said we always self quarantining
Yeah.
on a daily basis. So
Wow. Okay, so another group out of Detroit that came up through the scene, through the hustles and the struggles, and got a real interesting story and angle is Insane Clown Posse.
okay,
Now, I read up on ICP over the last couple years because I played The Gathering last year, and
okay,
this was an experience like nothing else before in my life. So, being that you were in Detroit during some of those times, do you remember anything about their come up, like things they was doing, what people thought, like what was happening in their part of the scene?
people didn't really in the hip hop scene didn't really pay attention to
Mm.
Insane Clown Posse like that. But I knew of Insane Clown Posse because they used to do our merch.
Wow, they did your merch. Wait, tell me more.
Okay, Insane Clown Posse had a factory, a facility,
Mm.
and so they would press merch as well. So they was like one of the top people pressing merch. So some of the
Wow.
early slum merch was pressed by Insane Clown Posse.
Yo, you're blowing my mind right now. That's crazy. Yo, that's insane. Well, Insane Clown Posse. So this is like while they were ICP, like they were their brand at
For
this
sure.
time. Okay.
Yes.
Yo, that's nuts. Huh. Jeff makes a good point. Not a fan, but they didn't just do it, but they did it with the whole world working against them,
For
which
sure.
I give them a lot of props for. Like, despite like their success is in spite of what everyone thought of it. Like because nobody thought it was serious. Nobody thought it could actually work. And I read Violent J's book, and it was actually like real inspiring. I
Yeah.
mean, a lot of the stuff they did, like you kind of can't do now, but like it was like just the hustle, the mentality of the hustle. So here's a question you get a lot, and I'm sure because I see a few artists in the chat. If you're an artist, make some noise in the chat. I would definitely love to know what you're doing, what you're working on. So now, for up and coming artists today that can't street team, can't throw flyers around everywhere,
Hmm.
can't jump on other people's beats for mixtapes, you know, can't
Right.
can't do those things. Now, what what do you say to a young artist these days?
You have to. It's one or two things. Either you got to take the time to really put together a solid body of work consistently to build your fan base, or you just got to put out so much music to where a person has to pay attention, and hopefully something will stick.
Mm,
But for me, I see the biggest results when you do all of the above. I think street team work is missing
mm,
from it, from the game. At least, especially for concerts.
mm-hmm.
Promoters, they just they want to put up an e-flyer, and hopefully everybody is online that one day to come to your page and see it. And I'm like, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not on Facebook all day. Some you gotta hit coffee shops. You gotta do this. You gotta do that. So I
Hmm.
just feel like it's a bit of everything. I don't think it's a straight science to it. What about you, Grant?
Same man, you got to do everything. I think because yeah, you could be successful by like flooding the market, dropping, so many mixtapes, so many songs. But if none of them are good, then I don't think you're really going to get anywhere. So I think you got to have a focused plan of attack, and you got to find your tribe. I've read that a long time ago. I never forgot it. Is find your tribe, your people, your village, if you will. And those people that like the stuff that you're going to put out. And those are the people that you focus on first. And then those people will tell a friend and tell a friend. Now, you create based on what you want to hear in the world, not what you're already hearing in the world.
Right.
So
That's
it's,
how I look at it.
yeah, you create based on what you want to hear, like what you wish there was more of. It's one thing I kind of hate when people complain, like, man, somebody should do this, somebody should do something different, somebody should do this, and it's like, well, do it, So sometimes you got to create the thing that you want to see in the world, and then nurture it. You get better at it, and you push it. And I think it's important to not give up. And that sounds mad cliche, but you gotta stick with the horse you came in on if you really believe in it. And best advice I got as a musician is, if you don't go to sleep thinking about it every day and wake up thinking about it every day, and it's not a part of your mind, your brain, most of the parts of the day,
Right.
then it might not be a passion for you. You know what I mean? Because you got to love it, even when it's not good. Even when we're not number 16 on the iTunes charts. Even when we're not there, you got to love it. When I was creating this in the room and thinking, yo, Jay is going to hate this. I'm singing on this. He's not going to like this. Like, you got to love it then when nobody's listening. And when you're playing shows to 2 people, or you're putting out a song and it gets 6 downloads, like, that's when you gotta love it. So if you ain't there for the for the struggle, then you can't expect to be there for the success of it. So I thought that was something that I was told, and I know it's the truth, because like, I literally go to sleep thinking about this stuff, and how can I promote this, or how can I write this way, and how can I flip this and try a new style, and what's this going to work, what's this going to sound like. So I get so excited about those things, and I think if you're not still excited about it, and this is me 14 years later since my first release, and still excited, today as I was back then. So sometimes if it doesn't excite you that much, then it might be a hobby, and that's okay. It's okay to have hobbies, but it's also great to be realistic about what you want out of life. You know what I
And
mean?
I feel like the fans play a major part too. Like, for instance, Slum fans, they've been supporting no matter what for, man, you talking about 20 plus years, bro. You know what I'm saying? Dedicated, coming to the shows, supporting the albums, solo albums together. You know what I'm saying? They support. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it doesn't make sense to switch up like that. Anything, if I'm switching up, it's gonna be because it's just something I feel like I want to give them. But the core of it ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be the same formula, and us giving the fans what they want to hear. So I want to thank all the fans that's watching for supporting all the years, supporting T3, supporting Young Guard J, supporting me and Mega Ram with the 2 hands up. You know what I'm saying? We know y'all the reason this happened. We can't stream our own albums. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, y'all doing it, man, and we want to thank y'all.
Absolutely. I appreciate y'all so much for grabbing the album, for telling a friend. Please find any person who you feel needs to hear this message. We talked about it before, but I know that there's so much doom and gloom going on in the world. We're in like a rough time, and this music, I think, reflects that, but it also reflects that there's a way out. You know what I'm saying? And that there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And so stay positive. Keep on fighting the good fight. Do not give up. And remember that when you support good music, music will support you, and that's real. So there's been so many times, Jay, and I might as well say this in public because I haven't had a chance to say that your music has gotten me through rough times. And I just want to thank you for that. And through Slum, through your productions, through so much, I've been able to keep going when things are rough. So it's just an honor to be able to say, yo, we put the idea together, we put pen to page, and then we put out a record that's one of the top 20 records in the world, Craig, in the world.
In the world,
So
man.
feels
And man,
good.
like I say, man, thank you, man. Because at a certain point, a person gotta have complete trust and faith in the vision. You know what I'm saying? As a producer, and you allow me to do that. So you know what I'm saying? It worked both ways, bro. And
Hmm.
like I said, man, we both want to thank all the fans. You
Absolutely.
know,
Thank y'all so much, man. If we don't sell another record, it's a success, and I just appreciate y'all for that. So thank you for telling a friend. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for hitting like or hitting the heart button. All that stuff goes a long way, man. Thank you. And always remember, keep two hands up. You know what I mean? All right. We're going to get out of here soon. But first, we got to do this because this is dope. I put us side to side for a reason, Jay. I need you to put a hand up on the yeah, like that, and put it up on the screen. You can't see me though. But yeah, bring it to the screen where like your thumb is like to the edge of the screen. Yeah, something like that. Okay, a little more to your right. Yeah, a little more. A little more. Yeah, a little more. We're almost connected. All right, a little more. Like another 2 inches. Yeah, more, 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 more. There it is. All right, I hope somebody took a screenshot of that because that's right there. That's for the cover for the next one. All right, we good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, y'all. Two hands up. It's everywhere right now. You know the
what
easiest way to get it. Just click a button and it'll be on your phone. We in the future. We in 2050 almost. And
for sure.
thank y'all for the support. Let's get it up to number one. Let's run it up, y'all. I just can't be thankful enough, man. So let's just keep on. All right. So for myself, Young RJ, everybody involved with this project, Slum Villa fam, thank you so much for being here on this chat. And you know what you need to do. Just go on and put two hands up. All
Facts.
right. Peace, y'all. We out.